Hi YouTube, welcome to another edition of Horror Hands, and for this video I'm going to go through all the Blu-rays and DVDs that I picked up in the month of November. A few days late for this one, been quite busy, but just getting around to it now. And gotta say, this month I picked up some trash, some good trash, but some kind of oh my god kind of stuff. So if you like to see kind of top of the range movies in nice shiny editions, this might not be the video for you. But if you like to see what's a bit further down the horror barrel, definitely stick around for this one. There's some interesting pickups. I might do this in two parts as well. I got a load of stuff here, but anyway, everything I got in November. Let's get straight to it. Okay, first up from Arrow, I picked up A Ghost Waits, which I literally just got this in today. Not even opened it yet. But I'm looking forward to checking this one out. It looks like a bit of a kooky one. Bit of a mix of sort of humour and horror. I think it might be black and white as well. So yeah, anyone seen A Ghost Waits, let me know. But this definitely looks like an interesting one that I'll be checking out soon. Next up, good to see this one get a Blu-ray release. This is Abducted, sort of like a woodland survival film from the 80s. This young woman, she goes out on a jog and ends up getting kidnapped by this guy here, and he sort of takes her, and they just have to kind of make their way through the forest. They almost kind of develop a bit of an on and off relationship, but ultimately this guy is pretty sinister and has some dire intentions for the young woman. But yeah, this is a good one. If you like your sort of woodland survival horror films, definitely check this one out. It's got some good cinematography, some tense moments, and you've got sort of like 2 or 3 people in the whole film, so pretty limited in that respect. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed this one, and as I say, good to see this one finally get a nice Blu-ray release. So yeah, Abducted, pretty good movie. Okay, next up from Wild Eye, I picked up All Strippers Must Die. Did say there was going to be some trash in this one. So yeah, this one, just real kind of tacky, bottom of the barrel stuff. This is, I'll give it, to its credit, this didn't go where I thought it would go. Looking at this cover and this artwork, I thought this would be kind of like a slasher torture type movie, but this is a found footage movie that's like investigating this haunted strip club. I think it's haunted by one of the dancers that died there years ago. So yeah, it went in directions I didn't expect, but overall pretty mind-numbingly bad. But yeah, there were elements that I liked. So yeah, All Strippers Must Die. Yeah, it was pretty entertaining trash. Okay, next up, I picked up a couple of the American Guinea Pig horror movies. So, American Guinea Pig Bloodshock, which looks pretty horrifying, to be honest with you. So I'll check this one out soon. And then I grabbed another one while I was at it and got the American Guinea Pig Sacrifice, which also looks like a pretty rough watch. So if these are anything like the notorious Japanese guinea pig movies, I'm sure I'm in for a pretty extreme evening. But yeah, I will check these 2 out soon and see what they're like. I've never got around to any of these American versions of these movies, so yeah, glad to get them, and yeah, we'll see what they're like very soon. Next up from Wild Eye, I picked up Amityville Theatre. Yeah, I've not seen this yet, but I'm sure this will just be bog standard Wild Eye trash. I think there was a Wild Eye sale on earlier in the month, so you will see a few of these kind of titles. I'll give it a try at some point. I'm not sure if this is an anthology or not, but yeah, we'll see. Next up from Wild Eye, I picked up Animosity. And I have to say, I really enjoyed this. I thought this was a really good film by Wild Eye standards. And I don't mean that with disrespect, but yeah, some of the ones I've seen from them recently are really bad. This one was actually a decent film. It's played straight, it moves along at a good pace, it doesn't try and waste time or just fill the running time like a lot of their movies do. The story was interesting. It's this young couple, they move into a house and the woman finds these like weird videotapes where in the tape she's being kind of tortured and killed by her own husband. And yeah, weird things go on. I won't give too much away, but definitely an interesting premise, and one that I thought it delivered. It was not an amazing film, but as I say, in terms of what I've seen from Wild Eye recently, this is definitely one of the more well put together films, and yeah, I really enjoyed it for what it was. So yeah, Animosity, a pretty decent Wild Eye release right there. Okay, next up from Massacre Video. Crazy to see this get a Blu-ray release, but I picked up Anthropophagus 2000, which was German director Andreas Schnarr's. It's his kind of sequel remake to the 1980 video nasty Anthropophagus. This one, it's okay, it's just gore. It's just crazy gore effects, one thing after another. Just real kind of tacky, nasty, gruesome set pieces. Not as good as the original film, and that ain't great, to be honest with you. But yeah, if you want to see some pretty nifty gore effects, you might appreciate this for what it is. I do remember seeing a director interview with the director who said he literally just wanted to make a gore film, and he certainly does. There's nothing else going on here, and the creaturey thing, he wasn't as good as the George Eastman one from the original, but yeah, if you like sort of your nasty German gore films, maybe we could give this one a try. It certainly delivers in that department. Next up from Wild Eye, I picked up Apex Predators, just a crappy shark film from them. This wasn't great. I can't remember much shark action in this one at all. It was just people walking around to pad out the runtime. The only good thing with this one is it had a pretty cool location by the beach and like around the sea, so I enjoyed it for that, but not much else going on in this one, unfortunately. Next up from Shudder, I picked up Attachment. This was a good one. Now, I watched this right at the beginning of the month, but this was a pretty good, like, supernatural, almost like romantic supernatural film. Kind of indie, kind of arty. But these two women, they kind of meet and start a relationship. They move in to one of the girls with their mum, but weird things start to happen, and there's sort of notion of a demonic presence in the house. So yeah, nothing too kind of heavy or super scary, but definitely had its creepy moments, and I was interested to see where the story went with this one. So yeah, if you do like more of these kind of modern indie horror films, definitely check this one out. I think this is still available on Vinegar Syndrome's website. So yeah, Attachment wasn't too bad. Okay, next up I upgraded actually to the 4K version of Basket Case from Arrow. This was on sale, and I couldn't resist picking this up. It's a really nice release, and yeah, not seen this film for a long time, so great to get Basket Case. I'm looking forward to checking this out on 4K. And then kind of what led me to pick that up was the two sequels, Basket Case 2 and 3. These were on sale as well. Ridiculously cheap. They were like single figures for these two Blu-rays. And again, I've not seen these for years. So yeah, it's all the Basket Case movies on 4K or Blu-ray. So I want to do a video looking back at these three movies. I think that'll be in the new year now. But yeah, expect a Basket Case trilogy video coming soon. So yeah, that's cool to get those three upgraded into the collection. Next up, I picked up The Bat Whispers. This was really good. This is a movie from 1931 that's been released onto Blu-ray, and it kind of plays out like a stage theatre production, which I loved. And it's just these people in this big house, and they're being kind of they're under threat from this this shady, sinister character called the Bat, who's sort of running around murdering people. and it's a bit of like a sort of gothic house whodunit mystery thing, but plays out really well, very lavish. I love the old-fashioned style of this, love the atmosphere to it, had a cool black and white gloomy feel to it. I've heard a few reviews that say this isn't the best, but I've got to say I really liked it. If you like your old black and white vintage cinema, definitely check out The Bat Whisperers. This was, yeah, a great classy old-fashioned horror film. Next up from Retro Media, I picked up Biohazard. So this is a Fred Olen Ray monster movie from the 80s. If you're familiar with him, he is a filmmaker that's right up my street. If it's Fred Olen Ray, it's likely to be a silly, rubber-suited monster running around while all these nonsensical things go on. And that's exactly what you get in Biohunter. Not his best one, not the most entertaining one, but I thought it was great. The rubber monster, alien creature in it, it's in it a lot of the time and does some cool stuff. So yeah, Biohazard, definitely my kind of movie, and another one that I really enjoyed from Fred Olen Ray. Next up, picked up some shot on video stuff with Bloodsick Psychosis. I can't even remember this. It's something like these punk rockers that turn into zombies, but this one is really rough around the edges. Even for me, this was a bit too kind of low grade for me to fully enjoy. So not one that I can recommend. If you do want to check this out, I'd say this is strictly for sort of hardened shot on video fans only. Next up, I picked up Brain Tumor. Look at the creature on that. This cover art definitely sold it to me. But this is a real kind of low budget B movie. Actually from the director of Bloodsuckers from Outer Space, which is a great movie that I love from the 80s. This is a similar kind of silly slapstick movie. This guy gets a brain tumour taken out and it ends up scurrying away in the hospital ward and grows and goes around killing people. And it's all kind of like just practical effects, completely fake looking, but I liked it for what it was. I didn't get time to put any pictures in this video, but yeah, look this one up, check it out. It's a fun movie. I really loved the B-movie creature feature aspects of this, but be warned, the characters in this are really irritating. Just really annoying people in this all around. Terrible acting as well, which I kind of would have expected from something like this, but that just kind of adds to the annoyingness of the characters that are in this. So, you know, as a low-grade creature feature, I really enjoyed the moments of this mutated brain tumour running around and grabbing people and that kind of thing, but the characters in this pretty much ruined it. But yeah, it had its moments. Next up from Wild Eye, I picked up Bunny. This was kind of an enjoyable enough, mindless slasher film. This one, I think these kids just go into this Halloween-themed warehouse or something like that and start getting killed off. There's not much to it. I kind of saw the twist coming at the end, but there's some really good kills, and there's just like a low-grade generic slasher film. It's not too bad. So yeah, if you're not looking for anything too far-reaching, maybe check this one out. It's got some good kills at least. So yeah, Bunny, it was okay. Next up from Blue Underground, I picked up Cannibals, which is another Jess Franco cannibal film. I can't believe I haven't seen this, but I haven't. I'm only just getting around to watching this. So he did this same time as he did kind of The Devil Hunter. I imagine he may have done both films back to back, so I might even watch that as a double feature with Devil Hunter, which I have seen. But yeah, Cannibals, definitely looking forward to checking it out. I'm sure it will be garbage, but there'll be things like this that I'm sure that I enjoy. So yeah, Jess Franco's Cannibals. Glad to finally get this for the collection. From Wild Eye, I picked up Catsick Blues. Not had a chance to watch this yet. I've heard this has got some quite extreme gory moments in it, so hopefully that's true. Yeah, let me know if you've seen this one, but yeah, I will get round to Catsick Blues pretty soon. Also from Wild Eye, I picked up Clown of the Dead. This was awful. Didn't like this at all. Just lost interest in it quite quick. It's a foreign film and it's dubbed, which is not a problem for me, but it was really badly dubbed. So that on top of the just general crappiness of this didn't do anything for me at all, unfortunately. So no, not one I would recommend at all. Next up from Makeflix, I picked up Crowhaven Farm. This was really good TV movie from about 1970, I believe. Hope Lang, she inherits this farm, but there's a weird undercurrent to it, and it's got nods to like witchcraft and sort of just general heresy like that. So yeah, really good film. If you like your 1970s TV horror movies, I can definitely recommend Crowhaven Farm. Thought this was great, and nice to see this one get a Blu-ray release. Next up from Wild Eye, I picked up Demonoids from Hell. Not a good film, but I did enjoy this. If you like sort of like your pint-sized monster movies, something like akin to sort of Critters and Ghoulies in particular, you might like this one. It's just really cheap-looking hand puppets that are just thrown out there at the actors, but I enjoyed it for what it was. It's only an hour long as well, so nothing too taxing. So yeah, set your brain cells to low and maybe enjoy this for just a silly little monster movie that it is. Next up from Vinegar Syndrome, I picked up Dial D for Demons. This is I think it's a Japanese Asian ghost movie of these people that hire out this like holiday home, but it's haunted and weird things start going on. And they end up in like this weird time vortex thing where they can't get away. I didn't like this. Didn't care for this movie at all. I thought it was going to be way scarier than what it was. It was very kind of silly and slapstick, very kind of Scooby-Doo. And the tone didn't work for me in this one compared to what I was expecting. So yeah, unfortunately this didn't do anything for me. Great addition from Vinegar Syndrome, and nice to add this to the collection because it's not a movie that gets talked about much, but yeah, I can't say I enjoyed this one, guys, unfortunately. Okay, next up I picked up DNA, a really fun movie from the late 90s. This is kind of a mix of like Predator and Alien and Indiana Jones, where we see Mark Dacascos going through the jungle trying to track down this sort of predator-like monster. As I said, there's shades of other films in this as well, but Predator's probably the closest that it comes to ripping off. In fact, there's some moments in this that are almost like scene for scene Predator. But yeah, this was fun. It was an enjoyable one. Kind of a bit more action than anything, but the monster in it's pretty cool. And again, it's a film that never really gets talked about. This was recommended to me by a friend, and we both watched this a few nights ago and really enjoyed it. So yeah, if you want to see a low-grade Alien Predator rip-off with shades of Indiana Jones from the late 90s, check out DNA. Next up from Unearthed Films, I picked up Dr. Lamb. This was another kind of notorious Category 3 movie from, is it Japan, this one? But yeah, one of the sort of Category 3 stronger horror films. It was okay. It's similar to another one, was it? Untold Story, or it might be Ebola Syndrome. These kind of so-called notorious gory movies. They're very kind of slapstick and comedic, but it didn't land with me. I don't know if it's a cultural difference or not, but like the police officers in this were just like sort of bumbling fools, and I don't know, it's just it presents itself in much more of a hard-hitting kind of like serial killer movie, which it does attempt to do about an hour into it and gets quite sinister in places, but I don't know, it's just got a frantic, manic feel to it, which I just thought wasn't congruent to the kind of movie that this was trying to be. So I don't know, let me know what you think about these kind of Asian Category 3 movies. Some of them are great, and this was okay, this had its moments, but yeah, they have a strange degree of comedy to them, which it doesn't work for me. But yeah, good to get it. Nice release of this one. So yeah, another category 3 to add to the collection, which is always cool. Right, next up, I don't know what to think of this one. I'm really not sure, but this is from Wild Eye, and it's Erotic Nights of the Blind Dead. Now, I absolutely love the Blind Dead movies. Like anything Blind Dead, I will check out, and I'm really wanting to watch this. I just hope it's not terrible, and I think that it will be. Like I'm expected to be let down by Wild Eye here. I haven't looked into it much. There's a couple of cool Blind Dead creatures on the back of this, and it sounds awesome, so I will give it a try. I'm almost scared to watch this, not in the traditional sense, because I just don't want something related to the Blind Dead to be awful. So I'll give it a try. We'll see what it's like. But this is certainly a title that raised an eyebrow from me. Erotic Nights of the Blind Dead. Yeah, I'll check this one out soon. And next up from Unearthed Films, I picked up Famine, which I actually really enjoyed. I was, based on this cover, I was gearing myself up for something a bit more extreme, a bit more unpleasant. But this is actually like a really fun slasher film, set in a high school where there's like someone going around in like a mascot costume, killing people off. But yeah, pretty crazy. It had a bit of a Class of Nukem High feel to it, and but the kills in it were fantastic. Some really, really gruesome kills, which I really appreciated. Full of kind of obnoxious teenagers, which I didn't care for as much, but seeing them get killed off in this was pretty glorious. So yeah, if you want a bit of a gory alternative slasher film, definitely check out Famine. It's pretty awesome. And I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'm going to come back to you in a part 2, which you definitely want to check out, because there's some real interesting stuff here. But I don't want this video to be too long. And yeah, so I will come back to you in part 2. And yeah, let me know what you think of the pickups that are in this one. So thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.